Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of the Adelaide Eternal Highlander Challenge for October 2019. I'm Drew Carter and I'm here with Beckett Wolfe.
G'day guys.
How are you going? Alright, so who have we got today? We've got Talulla on the left, who's a new face to the Highlander scene. Great to see.
A new face, but she's made it to coverage round 3.
Absolutely, she's crushing it. And she's on like a Naya lands list, which is something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it exists. There's a lot of really good red cards in lands. Certainly not to be confused with Naya Byrne. And
her opponent is Edward Watts on Rug Life, who's been, as you say, been crushing it with Rug Life.
Yeah, I think he crushed me as well in this tournament. And I drew perfectly and I played very well and I still just got beaten. And I thought it was a decent matchup. So the deck's still obviously really powerful. And it's Sarve's original list. And then he's made a few tweaks, I'm sure. And there's a few new cool cards like Mystic Sanctuary and Brazen Borrower and stuff like that.
Oh, Mystic Sanctuary is sweet for the price of progress if you ever...
Yeah, or Time Walk.
Yeah,
you get to is there a way you can keep Time Walking and maybe I'm going crazy, but you can gush and daze and put Mystic Sanctuary back.
Well, you can get a lot of value out of the Time Walk now because you already had the Walk engine with Regrowth JVP. But now Mystic Sanctuary gives you that much more recursion because you're not exiling it when you use it. It actually puts it back on your deck, so you can it goes a long way. He's running Ren and 6 too, just for value. There's no strip effects after the pointing of strip mine back up to 2, but he's running it just as a late game value engine. I assume with Fiery Islet. No, don't see that. Just fetches and the damage.
Yeah, I think though that it's just quite good, getting rid of annoying Baleful Strixes in this deck, and Mana Dorks, because that's the mid-range deck, sort of the deck you lose to, and then just making sure you hit your land drops, and then you've got Dak Faden and stuff, so you can discard those excess lands, and here's a deck that is happy to run on 3 lands, but if you can get 6 lands, then you're also happy to do that. I mean, assuming that you're running 6ing those lands back to your hand and not just drawing them, because if you're drawing them raw, you're going to run out of gas. But if you're able to get to 6 mana, this deck can definitely use it.
Yeah, and there's the Brazen Borrower. There's a new one. It's a bit of an answer plus threat.
Oh, it's so good. I've been playing it in Modern. It's really good. I love it.
All right. And I know the Retrace is pretty strong on Red and 6 too. When you've got Time Walk and A-Call in your deck, you can go infinite with the Time Walk.
Yeah, you can. I think that's where I was thinking there was. I knew
not,
there was
not infinite, but lots of turns.
Very, very close too. I knew there was a little loop there with Time Walk. I was thinking it was Mystic Sanctuary, but you're right. It's with the Ren and 6 Ultimate.
How is he positioned against lands? Well, we'll have a look at Talulla's deck first.
Yeah, I would say generally that Talulla would be favoured, but just knowing that I've played favoured decks against Rug Life and still lost, I wonder if that's the case.
Yeah, we haven't seen... Because Sarven always presumes midrange is favoured against Rug Life, but then he continues to beat midrange. Yeah. So it's interesting. Is this a midrange deck? I think it's
going to go a little bit bigger than a normal midrange, but that almost makes it worse, right? Because you don't have Siege Runner and Kitchen Finks and stuff like that, that can be good low to the ground.
At the top, there's Primeval Titan, which is a sweet target for the Nahiri Harbinger. It instantly gets the Dark Depths Thespian Stage combo. So that's a big part of the deck, that combo. Also at the top, there's Cavalier of Thorns and Titania, Protector of Argoth. And then Lotus Cobra is really sweet in this list.
Yeah, I'll pay that. Lotus Cobra is going to be very good, especially if, I was about to say Sarv, Ed's trying to attack the mana. She's going to be able to ramp through it a lot of the time and ignore it. And, the Primeval Titan's not that greedy. I don't think she's going to be that hurt by land hate, because I think, cards like Corsair Crucifix and Ramanap are going to be able to get her out of trouble and a smattering of Mana Dorks.
Is there Kitchen Finks main deck?
No, there's no Kitchen Finks main deck. There's Elvish Reclaimer. That's a really cool new card. Is it new? Or is it just new to...
It's fairly new.
Okay.
M20.
Yeah. That's a really good one as well.
Oh, yeah.
To see that in there.
There's Natural Order, Life in the Loam, yeah. And also, Talulla comes from Canadian Highlander background. That's how she came to at 7 point. And so some of the tech from Canadian Highlander, I believe, is
3 visits.
Yeah. Which was $120 at the shop locally.
Is it?
Yeah, surpringly.
Yeah, there's all these random like EDH cards, like angels and stuff, and you got to buy it, and you're like, oh, I'll try this fringe angel, and you're like, why is this like $80?
So it's just one green, one sorcery. Put a forest into play, and that's any forest, and it's untapped, so you can get your red mana as well.
It's really good, yeah.
I do note though that Talulla, although this is a proxy event, Talulla doesn't like proxy, so there's no Tager in this list. So that we'll see if that comes into play. It's got some really strong sideboard options there. Those colours are so good for sideboard, but we'll come to that after game 1. Let's go down to the match. So who do you think is favoured?
Yeah, well, you did ask me that, Drew. I reckon, I just don't know. I think on paper Tallulla's favoured, but yeah, I just feel like the Rug Life deck is just so tuned. It's just hot to trot right now. I'm trying to think, what do you think Rug Life loses to? If it doesn't lose to Midrange, like on paper it does, and I'm sure it's not like a clean sweep or anything like that. I still feel like I'm happy to play against Rug Life if I'm on Midrange, but I think considering it's meant to be its worst matchup and it still is able to get wins, regularly. Yeah, there are some hands where... What's a bad verse? Some hands in Rug Life you just beat anything no matter what. I think aggro could be okay against it, depending on the hand. But then even then, it's just got like such low to the ground. Like if I was playing like a burn or something, I'd want to play against someone with a greedy curve. Young Pyromancer, Brainstorm, Mental Misstep, Direfleet, Daredevil, and Lands. Yeah. Yeah, there's not going to be too many things for Direfleet. Was it? I thought it was Young Pyromancer. Both. Oh, both. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's good. Mental Misstep's good for the Dork turn 1 if Talulla has that. It's a sweet hand for sure. Yeah. So you're saying if you had burn, you'd want to play against something that's slower. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like the curve is low to the ground, so you're able to play like instead of bolting your face, I'll bolt your Goblin Guide, and instead of like attacking with my Goblin Guide, I'll block your Goblin Guide. I mean, there's only one Goblin Guide, but that's to me that's like an iconic burn card, right? Yeah. But like Rug Life has those options, and it's got interaction. It's got a smattering of counter spells, and it's got low to the ground threats that can just block. I think. And here's Talulla's hand. Strip Mine. Oh, a bit quick there, Talulla. But it's the first match we've got a Deathrite Shaman. That's a classic. Everyone does that, don't they? Yeah. At least she held it low because a lot of people hold it way too high, and we just get to see the time on their wristwatch. But Deathrite Shaman, I hope she's not relying on that. Like sometimes you see that turn 1 Dork, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a keep. I do it. I would keep it, but the misstep might get it on that one. She should be on quite a few lands, so she won't get too punished. Like, she shouldn't be on a 1-lander, that's all. No, I think she's got at least Strip Mine. To be honest, what I saw was Deathrite Shaman and a lot of lands. Yeah. So this is about to eat a Mental Misstep, I would think. There's the Tiger Pain. Yeah. And it's pretty relevant against a proactive deck like Rug Life. Yeah, especially if they get Price of Progress or something like that. Talulla does have 3 basics, or 4 basics, so she's able to operate off that. I know she likes the Nahiri as well because it hits back to basics and things like that, main deck. Oh, it does too. It's like tapped artifact and any enchantment. Correct. Yeah, and taps creature. Yeah. So correctly playing the life there, just giving up days for some shenanigans or whatever, if he has it. Oh, I'm trying to think what there could be, but you never know. Yeah. Ed probably doesn't know what she's on. And to be honest, there's not that many Stomping Grounds going around, right? No, Stomping Ground, Deathrite, that's what? Stomping Ground, could be Jund. Could be Jund, yeah. Jundlands is a good deck at the moment. Alright, so let's see what Ed's going to start off with. He'll have Young Pyromancer here, probably. Yeah, I'd say that. And it's pretty good proactive turn 1. And I'll tell you what, the Direfleet, while it's a bit dodgy in this matchup potentially, it's really good at just exiling life from the lane. It just completely solves that problem. Like, I'll play that. Yeah. You don't even need to cast it. 2/1 first striker that exiles like a key spell in their bin. Absolutely, yeah. It's quite good for that. You can cast it. Alright, we'll see if he's got much follow-up
for the young Pyro to put on the pressure. Talulla's assessing her options. We'll have another look at her hand when we can. So Ed's on 5 cards.
I see
4.
Did he mulligan?
No.
Oh, he's just spent 2.
He's on the draw. Scavenging Ooze.
That's
Off
a
a
good
Wasteland.
one.
Yeah, that's really good. Although you're running into a lightning bolt here. If Ed's got it. He may not though.
But I think I'd still play it out just to get one. I get to play it turn 3 and eat my Deathrock Shaman again alive.
Yeah. And once it hits 4/4, it's really hard for Rug Life to deal with things like that.
Yeah, but you don't want to be sitting around waiting for that card to hit the bin. I think you just want to use your mana every turn. I also really like that she didn't just instinctively waste.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
using that for mana until the right time.
Someone explained it to me really, when I first started playing Legacy with Wastelands. If you're tapping every Wasteland to hit their tapped land, then you're actually a mana down because you haven't tapped that Wasteland that turn.
She's going for it now, but yeah, and then there's a click in response.
Yeah, but you can see this makes more sense because that's the beauty of the Flash. Yeah, prime time in a lot of lands. She's got the backup strip mine. I guess that makes sense. She's got the backup strip mine.
She had no other use for the Wasteland that turn.
She didn't. Yeah, but she still wants to build to something.
Yeah, true. So you're saying build as a 6.
I think the click's a very good response to it because what we've been saying is don't Wasteland when you're behind on board. Well, she wasn't behind on board. She was at parity really, which is probably fine to waste. But the flash of the click got her, I guess.
Yeah, I was wondering why Ed didn't port, but that explains why.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, Ed opted to put the prime time on the bottom of the deck. I would have left it in hand. It's a long way off threatening.
Yeah, I would have, especially considering this is going to happen in the strip. And to be honest, it's more of a threat because there's natural order.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Ed doesn't know the list inside out, but I agree.
It's better in the deck.
5 turns away, you're not even going to get to it this game, I don't think.
So Ed's luckily head on board here.
And I think I'd even be bashing with Pyro. Because if the... Oh, no. Because you can eat the Shaman. Disregard.
Yeah. But you would trade if you could?
I would trade if I could,
Yeah, to stop the life gain and the swelling.
Absolutely. I mean, you could even port.
So Ed's stuck on lands here by the looks of it. Might not see any more this game.
Eating Misstep.
Oh, Misstep, not the creature.
She's got Renegade Rallier in her deck.
Okay.
Which is a really good one. And being able to Renegade Rallier back to Shaman might be an option. But I think I just play the cards in hand, play the board I've got. And that would say that Scooz is very relevant here.
So she's just threatening activation of the Scooge on the defense rather than actually attacking with it. That's wise. You don't want to be in a race in this situation.
Oh, and there you go. So that turn I would definitely be eating the Shaman, using my mana. I mean, mana's at a premium right now. We've got Ed on just Richard and Port. We've got, Talulla's got a lot of lands in hand, but if she hits a 3-drop here, she's going to want to cast it. Getting Scooz out of, Forked Bolt range or something like that, I think is really relevant.
Gamble. So this will get Life on the Loam, I assume, unless there's some other card which she wants to keep in hand.
But see, his Life from Loam, it's a bit slow. There's not much else to get. I mean, maybe honestly, Renegade Rallier is a good option.
Some remove, even Lightning Bolt. Just bolt hope to keep the bolt and kill the thing that's killing you.
Flyer, yeah. I'll pay that.
Or Punishing Fire.
Yeah.
Oh, bang. Snap.
Because that's a 2-drop. You can play it right now, and there's a potential that you can get it back one day. She doesn't have Grove right now.
Yeah, I mean, end of turn, I would at least exile their land because they got Ren and 6 in their deck and they can delve. But she might have wanted to keep up the mana for something.
Yeah, there's no land drop from Ed. The only thing I can think is
She definitely thought about it.
Considering sometimes you play this little game where you keep up your green because if you got to activate, then they bolt in response. But there's no land out for Ed which could do that. It's not like there's going to be a double gut shot or something silly. I don't think you play around that.
Not in a Highlander format.
No.
There's 4. You got 1 in 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So if Ed if it is Life from the Loam, Ed could hit a red source and.
I think if it's Life from Loam, it's just too slow. Barbering.
Okay.
It could have been...
No, that was in hand. That was in hand.
Because Barbering's not terrible.
No, it's almost a threshold. So let's see what Talulla got.
Like, Barbering is like... It's a bit of a scrappy game, you know? Like, when you're both, like, attacking mana, it can just be this real scrappy, like, neither of us are doing exactly what we want, but we've got to work with what we've got kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love those kinds of games.
I think this could favour Talulla. She's got more lands in her deck.
She does, and she's got more lands in her hand.
Yeah.
But she's going to have to hold out. It was Life from Loam.
All right.
But you know what? The Life from Loam does seem a little bit better with the Barbering. Although I think now that she's Life from Loaming, she's not going to be at a threshold. So she's only getting 2 back there.
She's thinking about it.
And I think that makes sense. She's considering her threshold. She doesn't need to get max value out of Life from Loam. So I think with Barbering, the Life from Loam does make a little bit more sense, but there's no real reason to strip here. I don't think you lose to Rugged Life getting heaps of mana. You lose to Clique.
Yeah. He obviously didn't hit the mana then because he would have just slammed it. And then the Diaflate to kill the Life from the Loam.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, we were talking about this exact play, weren't we? Diaflate here would be...
Oh, he hit
really
an
smart.
island, I think.
Yeah, that looks like Island. But is he wondering, has he got nothing to cast with it? And he's like, oh, do I want this just to get strip mined?
Ah, yes.
That makes sense. Like,
yeah, hold it.
There's no reason. Yeah, exactly. It is a consideration. Although playing it then means Talulla does strip, which puts everyone back a turn again.
Which is good for Ed because Talulla's on a 3-turn clock.
That's
Brainstorm's
right.
good.
There's no fast bond or anything like that, so I don't think you're getting super blown out.
Brainstorm's especially good with the young Pyro.
Yeah.
It's getting more damage on board.
And I agree. There was something. There was Lightning Bolt and the Time Walk.
Yeah.
But he's not
Chain
gonna,
Lightning.
He's not
Baleful Strip? No, not
not
Baleful.
going to be able to cast the Time Walk if he
No.
gets stripped. So he's going to make those considerations.
So if Talulla can stabilise against this flyer, probably with the Barbering, should be looking good. But then that's the thing with Rugged Life. Even if you stabilise, if you're on 9 or less life, you're very at risk of just getting burnt out with Lightning Bolts and Cross of Progress.
That's true, but I think
6, so 6 is low. She's got Scooge and Life Gain in the deck, so that's good. Yeah, if I'm playing aggro and they're on 6, they can stabilise. I'll get them eventually.
So we've got Threshold.
Nice, yeah. So that was a judicious keep of the Wasteland. Yeah.
Yeah, that was well played. Very well played.
Barbering is active.
Yeah.
Doing it now while there's no Stifle mana up.
Yeah. It's looking good.
Does she plays Strip Mine now?
And
no,
now,
she played
now
Barbering.
Scooz can hold back that token, and she can start her little strip mine plan, which I don't think is a great plan generally, but we know Ed's a bit stuck on mana.
Yeah, Ed's going to be able to untap his island, but
the next turn is a big tell because he's brainstormed. So this is for Talulla. Is he brainstorm locked or not? Because you know, like he doesn't have another land on top. If there's no land coming down here, and then you know Wasteland Strip Mine's going to be huge.
Yeah, if there's no land coming down here, I think it's Schnitzel. We'll see. It'd be sweet if you had the red source. Okay.
Okay.
You can find the red source for the Goose and then start attacking. Because he's got Chain Lightning in hand. Or you could save Chain Lightning for the face and just...
Yeah, that might be the play. Chain Lightning face and try to find 2 red sources and, chain the face.
Oh, so do you think Talulla will gain a life here? The Goose? You would think so.
I think it's getting into risky territory. I'd want to stay out of double bolt range.
No land.
There's other things you can Renegade Rallier.
So there's the Cleat that's gone.
So you can click. That makes more sense, yep. She's still got Dryad Arbor, which could eat a Shaman. Okay.
Yeah, she must really value that in the bin.
Yeah, she's valuing her own bin. I mean, it came in handy in the very last turn where she had exactly Threshold.
Yeah, maybe that was maybe that was why she kept it around.
Yeah, it's very true, very true. I think I still would have played it a bit more conservative and then not got the Strip Mine. But that's pretty minute. I mean, she's been thinking about that from the start. She's been thinking about her Barbering. And it's interesting that she's able to play this really scrappy game. She doesn't need to cast Primeval Titan. She's happy to just play this little, low to the ground, like Scavenging Ooze and eat your thing and get a bit of value. And, when the game slows down like this, because there's no lands, every little like life gain is more relevant.
Mm.
Now she's just getting full life from loam locked down. Needs an exploration.
So next, do you kill the young Peasy here, or do you take out the Richard Import?
That's a very good question.
Yeah. I think I'd be tempted to kill the creature.
Did she play land this turn?
Yeah, she took out the island, strip mine,
okay.
and then put it back in.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. So paying the full 2 points for strip mine, but getting a lot of value and scoops it up.
Yeah, well played. That was really well played. I didn't see the bub.
That's a very early scoop, given he's on 17,
and
he had chain lightning in hand, so he could have like hoped to just.
Maybe just resolve. But
it's hard to hit land burn.
But also, I think the correct answer would be to barbering. So he's thinking barbering's going to come down, and then Scooz is going to eat Peasy, and Scooz can eat Shaman, and then it's 9 life, and then you need 3 bolts, and it's just going to snowball. I can see the scoop. Maybe a little bit early, but to be honest, I can see the writing on the wall.
And Ed's thinking about time as well.
I don't think you're getting out of that.
Fair enough. So let's look at Talulla's list. How's she going to board?
What are we playing against? I like Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast. There's not that many blue spells. It's not like a control deck, but I think just because they're cheap, they're really good. You're going to be able to find value off them. I don't like Choke that much. I think it's a little...
But the mana attack worked out for her.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pay that. She's on a mana attack plan, so maybe it's more relevant in her deck. I know I don't side in Choke because I think it's just a little bit slow, especially on the draw. Maybe on the play, but I wouldn't side it in on the draw.
Veil of Summer?
Blue or black? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit iffy. Maybe just the 2 Pyros and that's it.
EE maybe? I don't love EE as a card generally. Part of the Exile coming in.
Yeah, you don't want to lose to a turn 1 Goblin guy. So having some interaction.
Fiery Confluence also to sweep. You just sort of Peasy, sweep the board. Yeah,
but you've got Mana Dork. Oh, she doesn't play many Mana Dorks, actually. She
doesn't, no.
That's something I asked her about, because she preferred the 3 visits to the Mana Dork, because...
you play around sweepers? Yeah.
It was just a different
Well,
turn,
the difference between her deck and, Junk is Junk wants to play, hard-hitting 3-drop. Here's whatever... I'm not even playing her anymore. Anafenza.
Yeah.
On turn 2. Here's Kitchen Finks on turn... She's not trying to do that. Even... Ramanap, isn't that hard hitting turn 2? It doesn't impact the board. It just creates an engine, but that engine can be created on turn 4. So I think it's more about ramping into prime time than it is about curving well. So I can see why she's only running a couple, and she's running the best of.
I'm just trying to get up Ed's list here. Let's have a look. Where'd it go?
Well, Ed's gonna have the same kind of Hydro Pyro. And I don't know if he wants to play Hydro because counterspells aren't that good against lands. So I'd even be siding out some of my counterspells. Blood Moon is probably going to come in. Relic of Progenitors because it's not a reanimate, but you've seen Life from Loam. There's going to be a Ren and 6. There's going to be a Ramanap.
What's Dismember for? The mirror? Oh. Tasiga or something. Yeah, big things that are going to get in the way. I think that's relevant here.
Mid-range, I think.
Yeah, so you consider it here as well.
Mid-range where you're not your life isn't pressured, so it's probably actually exactly this deck, right?
And would you give any respect to Choke, possibility of Choke coming out, and put in Destructive Revelry? That's not bad. Or
I don't really respect Choke.
No. Okay. Right.
I think Tormod's Crypt is a bit all in. I wouldn't side that in. That's for reanimate, but I'd side in Relic of Progenitors.
Yeah, that doesn't hit your own deck too hard.
No. And I think
you need to respect the Life from the Loam plan because you just lost to it.
Potentially even Sylvan Library, just because I want to take out some of my counterspells. I don't like Daze, Pierce, Snare, Leak, Evasive Action counterspell. I don't like them in this deck.
But you
in this matchup,
you got to think about Natural Order. Well, you haven't seen it, so
it's one card.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not. I just don't think it's where you want to be.
You want to be on the front foot. You don't want the game to go long. You want to shut down their land package. So that's Blood Moon and keeping it aggressive. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what.
Who do you think's favoured post board? A different world.
Oh, that's tricky.
It's
I
so
think
interesting.
I think Ed's on the play. He knows what he's dealing with now. He should be able to interact a bit better and especially against Life and Loan, which is hard to interact with game one.
Is Talulla playing Crucible of Worlds? There's been a few lands list, and none of them seem to be playing Crucible. Is that just the main board artifact destruction nature of Highlander? Like, no one seems to be on it.
I think it's the Duck Faden nature of Highlander.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got Ren and 6 in that slot instead, along with the Ramanat guy. But you're right, like, why not put it in? Well, yeah, K-Command and Duck Faden are your answer, I suppose.
And a Braid.
Yeah, well, fewer people are playing a Braid these days.
I really like a Braid. I think it's good.
Yeah. It always feels okay. It never feels amazing. Unless you're hitting Batterskull or something like that. Alright, so Ed's ready to fire off this first land. Fetching.
You know, we practice and talk about like main board so often, but the reality is post board is the game you're going to play more of. You're going to play 2 post board, 1 pre board. So, you know, this is sort of the more relevant question about who's favoured. So I think it's pretty well similar. Neither of them had any like super hard hitting sideboard options.
Yeah.
Maybe just like fine tuning the deck a bit.
Yeah, I think Talulla's kind of main deck for blue decks a bit. Although Rug Life's not control, it leans forward rather than back. And so Ed's on the death right there. It's roll reversal. We'll see what he can do with the 3 mana turn 2 if it survives. We might eat some interaction. It's hard to tell if she's holding up Pyroblast or because she doesn't have Taiga.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah.
Oh, it's relevant here again, isn't it?
Yeah, although she got away with it last game. She did really well.
She did get away with the green things for Dryad, yep. I like that.
Do you get Dryad?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was thinking Death Right. Yeah.
Are there any other 0 mana? I don't think there are any other 0 manas.
0 mana creatures?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's those red kobolds.
Yeah.
But
Are they real cards?
yeah.
They're real?
Yeah.
What, and they're just 0?
0/0/1 or something.
Yeah.
I've seen them in decks. There used to be this clamp kind of combo decks back in the day, and even in vintage. Oh, and Young Peasy again, so that's strong. Does he have the Lightning Bolt? Oh, that's crushing it.
That is good.
So there's a lot of damage. So Ed's got a lot of mana, a lot of damage, and he's stymied Talulla's mana. Back to square one anyway.
Ren and 6, get that Dryad back. Mind you, Deathrite Shaman generally is going to be good against this.
Do you kill the Young Peasy straight away?
Oh, good question. I was just thinking get the Dryad upper, but yeah, it's probably better.
You don't want to get out of hand. You don't want to let it get out of hand.
The Ren and 6 dies here though. But how good is that? Like, Ren and 6 is really good. This is like a perfect Ren and 6 because like they're attacking your mana. They've got a Deathrite Shaman. Like, but you've got like board to deal with it, and it's still really good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's killing the Ren and 6, and it's killing the Young Peasy. It's getting back mana. Like, you can't stop it, and you've got a board perfectly designed for killing it, and it's still relevant. You know, just one activation makes a huge difference.
Goes off the top. Yeah, so maybe she's got enough lands in hand that she didn't need the Dryad Arbor and the poor tempo that means when getting that back.
Yeah, I think it was the correct choice.
Yeah.
You got to deal with it, preserve your life.
Did Ed have Submerge in his board?
Surely, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a key card.
Yeah,
in any
Submerge
green
should be definitely
matchup.
coming in. Yeah.
So that's Faithless Looting.
Submerge is a really good one against Dryad Arbor as well.
I think Faithless Looting is against green decks better than Rev is against blue decks. It's that good.
Wow.
Yeah,
You rate it.
Yeah.
Ed's rating it here as well. He's just remanded it. Probably a bit more like use the mana, especially since he's just attacked the mana. There's only one red source out right now. Like, if Talulla goes like red land, Faithless Looting, that's the end of her turn. So Waltz Remand seems a bit weird there. I can definitely see it. You know, she spent 2 mana, then you know you've nullified her turn 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's relevant.
No, that remains good when they get colour screwed effectively.
So that's Elvish Reclaimer.
Yeah, so he's only a 1/2 at the moment until there's 3 lands in Talulla's being.
Do you know what he
Two mana tap, sack a land to put any land from your deck into play tapped.
So it's like a 1 mana Renegade Rally. Has it got Threshold or something like that? Or?
No, it becomes 3/4 if you have 3 lands in your bin.
He's good.
He's good. Well, crucially here, he can assemble the Dark Depths Thespian Stage combo all on his own. It just takes a bit of time. But here he's threatening that.
And he's a 1/2, right?
Yeah, 1/2. Yeah, he can block.
What he gets out of like trickery range, I don't know. Renin 6 range, that's relevant right now. Strip Mine off the top. Whoa. And she missed her 3rd land, so that's pretty relevant.
Yeah, it's helpful. So yeah, missing the 3rd land means that was a difficult choice between taking out the young Pyromancer and...
We only need to stumble once. I mean, even though she's found it here, you know, with that Deathrite Shaman, like we're looking at 4 mana, potentially 5 mana here from Ed, right? Not that he even wants to go that high, but like, you know, he's going to be able to cast 2 spells on a turn. This is
Roguelike firing almost on all cylinders. Hasn't seen its points yet, but it's seen its very fast threats. It's and it's good interaction, like to back it up.
Well, I know Sarven's always saying like you just feel like you're playing like a solid deck until you hit your points, and then you feel like you can't lose. Yeah. So we've got access to 5 mana this turn, and if there's a counterspell here, then I'd say that's it.
I think Talulla's got time to assemble the combo.
Truly?
Potentially.
I don't.
Yeah, 13 life is a fair bit, but she's potentially taking a 5 a turn if you start using the Deathrite for damage. Although you can't attack with the token because you can block with it, so it's 4 a turn.
I don't think she can get out of it.
I've lost to it. Yeah.
I think just missing that 1 land drop really hurt. Like just 1 stumble is all that's needed, assuming Ed's got some sort of interaction here, whether that's like an end of turn clique or a counterspell.
That's why I like tempo decks, especially because they really punish your opponent if they stumble on a single land. And if you back that up with a mana attack yourself, you're well positioned.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of these decks are able to, you know, I'm just thinking back to like Junk or Kespile or something. Like here's decks that prefer to be on 5 mana, but they're able to operate on 3. Like if you're playing Chaos and you stumble, you're still able to cast like basically all your spells on 3. Obviously not, you know, the namesake, but you can hit your K command, you can like snap bolt, you can, you know, you hit your predator. You can actually like interact, and you can still have like a good but scrappy game. But if you're playing against someone that's on a mana denial plan or on a really streamlined, aggressive curve, then with one stumble and, you know, you get that 3 land, you don't hit your 4th, and then you get strip mined, and they have like a Goblin Guide, like it's game over.
Yeah, I've lost to that. That put me off control for a while, just losing to tempo like that. So that's not going to be doing heaps unless
we said that last time. Right?
Yeah, unless Talulla starts using the Barbering to stabilize again and getting Threshold using the Dredge.
I don't think it's possible with a Shaman out. Shaman can just eat lands, right?
Yeah.
Eat lands and eat life from loam.
Yeah, so let's see what she gets here. Thespian Stage, I'm betting.
She's shuffling. That's a good choice, right? Is this we're talking, this is with Reclamation, Elvish Reclaimer.
Yeah, he should be tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so she's fixing mana. She wants white. Oh, no.
And maybe just saying, ugh, I don't want life from loam.
So how many cards is that on? He's on 3.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
But he's got Shaman. I think Shaman's a big one.
Oh yeah. The damage, the mana.
I assume it's running by you, right? Rug's list for
yeah, I know
or
Sarv
underground.
does.
Oh, it's got underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that in game 1.
Yeah, there it is. In the list. So she's opted for the white mana. Maybe in Nahiri, turn 4? What does that do? Kills a Goblin Guide?
Yeah, it's Goblin Guide. I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need to slow down. Yeah, slow down the damage. And then think about gaining some life so you're out of Process Progress range. So no click. Talulla's got quite a few cards in hand.
Yeah, to be honest, even if there was clique here, I'm not like the biggest fan of the draw step clique. It's cute, but like I still really prefer end of turn clique because I think one of the great boons of Clique is that it's able to deal with Planeswalkers. And if you do the draw step Clique, yeah, you can sink the Planeswalker, but then they can just play another 4-drop threat. I'd rather let them invest the mana, play the Planeswalker, and then do the maths, and then, hey, I've got an extra 3 damage, I can kill your Planeswalker. You know, you shouldn't have negged your Planeswalker, you should have plussed it, because I had that extra 3 damage.
So Talulla got the white mana to cast Sweet Lightning Helix, which is main deck. Oh, there's the Brazen Borrower.
But
What happened then?
Yeah, that doesn't work, because Brazen Borrower says only opponent. So Ed's trying to save his Deathrite Shaman.
Talulla's correcting him.
And yeah... She's correctly pointing out it has to be that. So I think that's still fine. Like,
yeah, but at least she gains the 3 life. That's really crucial.
It is crucial.
And she slows down the damage. Now she's only facing 3 a turn, not instead of 4.
Yeah. Although Brazen Borrower here is really good because you can fetch Volcanic and play it end of turn.
Yeah, so that's good if you can cast both modes straight away.
Turn, yeah.
So it's it plays. It's a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 5-drop in the Rug Life list. Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
It is good.
Yeah, I haven't played with it yet. Were you rocking it in any other formats or?
I did try it in my rug midrange list, and it was good. I ended up cutting it and playing Clique over it. But cool. I think it's good. I think if you're playing like a more aggressive strategy, it's better than Clique, and I think if you're playing like anything else, Clique's going to be better. Because I think the information is really important. But if you just want to be proactive and say like, he's an idiot, like. So
does Talulla have Pyroblast here? She's fetching in response to the creature mode.
Yes.
I think that's a wise play. Like I'd rather get rid of the 3/1 flyer than the unsummon.
Yeah, although if you counterspell the unsummon, it goes to graveyard, not to exile.
Oh, okay. So you can kill both modes.
Yeah, so you can kill both modes by Pyroblasting.
So maybe it's a lightning bolt or something.
Maybe it's a lightning bolt. I'd say that's more relevant. But if she does have Pyroblast, maybe she was just playing around some sort of
interaction on the side.
Yeah.
Gamble. Okay. Main phase. Okay, so she's forced the Borrower to be played
by stripping.
Yeah. Before end of turn.
Yeah. So she went stripped, go to second main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you bother with Life and Loam here? It's bad when you're behind on board, isn't it? Unless you can combo out. Or...
Well, she sunk it before she shuffled it away on purpose. I think. Threshold. Now that Shaman's gone, it is a bit better.
She needs a sweeper, like Pyroclasm or something. But...
Fiery Confluence.
Oop. That was the Elvish Reclaimer. So that helps. Getting your Elvish Reclaimer bounce back to your hand helps with your gamble.
Yes, it does.
There's 5 cards. But Talulla's certainly on the back foot. Punching Fire. Okay. That's probably what you got. Or the land if you already have the spell. Yeah, Punishing Fire Grove combo here would be really good.
A little bit slow, I think.
Still dismantle. What else are you going to do? You've either got to dismantle their attack or combo out.
Fiery Confluence.
Yeah, well, that's a different way of dismantling the attack. That's faster, yeah.
I imagine... Land drop. Game over. I mean, he's still on 7, but...
Yeah. That's like a cycling land, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Does she have it?
Oh, yeah. There's not many 2-for-1s. You could maybe also try and get a cheeky natural order and power out stuff that way. But if Ed's got counter magic, I haven't seen counter spell or anything yet, so that could be in his hand.
No, I think we saw the opportunity for a counter spell to be played in the last turn with the Lightning Helix. I think that probably warranted a counter spell.
Okay. So you might just have lands in hand. This rug can flood out a little bit sometimes.
It can, yeah.
So there's cycling. So that shows you a bit desperate. There's get 3 wishes thing or equivalent.
The 3 wishes, yeah.
Yeah. Get your forest.
Getting a forest and then playing Elvish Reclaimer and fasting.
And then
I reckon maybe it was Punishing Fire.
And
then she just thought, I hope it stays in hand so I can deal with Clique, Brazen. But if it gets binned, it's not a terrible one to have in my bin.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
So maybe she got a bit unlucky there. Still, we can see the relevance of the untapped forest.
Yeah, and she's getting basics to play around Price of Progress to the extent possible.
Although I think that it gets to a point people play around Price of Progress and then you're like, oh, I lose to it anyway.
Yeah.
Price of Progress here is game over anyway, right?
Almost. Yeah, it is. Yeah, with the creatures. Yeah, for sure. So I mean, Ed's doing even the fetch is a bit dead. Oh no, he can only do, 5. Oh, he's attacking with everything. Yeah, that's a good one. Next time to get rid of the Brazen Borrower, but Talulla's going to be taking some damage. So chumping. Oh no, is it 3/4 now? If it lands in play, it lands in the bin.
How many?
There's Price.
Yeah, there we go. And yeah, exactly. She fetches here.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, Price is fantastic against lands, even when they fetch out the odd basic. And it still works even if you Blood Moon them as well, because they stay non-basic.
That makes sense about what was in Ed's hand. Because he was like holding something back. There's not that much there hold back, if they're not going to be, if it's not a counter spell.
Alright, so Talulla's going to be on the play now. That's going to help a lot against the tempo deck. Would you bring in Fiery Confluence? Because you've got your own creatures that you want to get into play ideally.
Yeah, but as we discussed, there's only 3 dorks. I mean, I guess there's like Scavenging Ooze and Lotus Cobra, but you get to decide how many points it does, right?
Yeah, true.
You get to decide when you cast it.
It's hard to resolve your 4-drop against like the Remand Richard Amport deck, but yeah, you got to try. Yeah. You can't give up.
I mean, it's pretty similar to Toxic Deluge, right?
Yeah. So it's making some notes.
Would you play Toxic Deluge versus Rug Life?
Yeah.
Side it in?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I see it as pretty similar.
Yeah. Well, it's a whole turn different, but what do you mean you're not greedy? Making a joke about greed.
I think she was probably saying, I played around the Price of Progress. I don't deserve to lose to it. That's why Price is so good. You play around it and then it's just like a lightning bolt.
Oh, yeah, it's always going to do 4.
It's a Boris Charm, right?
Yeah.
And that's even then, like, Boris Charm, even when you play around it.
Yeah, Boris Charm's a sweet one. Not many decks play Boris Charm. Not many decks on that.
I mean, for me, Boris Charm's like the standard of 2 mana can get you 4 damage instantly. That's the standard of reach.
That's good, yeah. I mean, you need, yeah.
Because most things are like 2 mana for 3 damage, right?
2 mana for 3 is very weak, I think.
It's weak, but it's a sort of standard.
People play it. I know Andrew Vance likes
right?
it. Yeah. I think you want 1 mana for 3 damage, and then at least 4 for 2 damage for 2. But there's not actually not
Lightning Helix, another example.
Yeah, but that's borderline, I think.
But they will do something a bit extra
in the burn deck. Yeah,
but if you see Price of Progress is the same, like I guess that's what Boris Charm is doing. It's doing 1 extra damage.
It's also got none of the modes, but
it's true. That's what makes it a very good card.
Yeah, there's not many cards actually that do 4 damage for 2 mana.
No.
All right, so what's Talulla hoping to do here? Like, obviously the Death Ride or
I would like to see a Lotus Cobra come out. I'd like to see it like take over a game. But I'd also like to see her just get like a Ramanap hand versus a hand from Ed. And just crush with it.
Yeah, although Ramanap always runs into the Lightning Bolt unless you kind of bait it out earlier with a 1-drop. So it looks like Ed's mulling, or Talulla is as well. So that evens things up. So we've seen we've seen Rug Life kind of firing off its game plan without seeing any of its points so far in that game 2.
That's true.
Game 1 we saw Talulla kind of stabilise with some really judicious play around Threshold for Barbering and forcing the scoop with the mana attack. So the Life from the Loam did do it for her then. But yeah, like do you even bother attacking Rug Life's mana? You have to stabilise the board.
No. I mean, her hand in that particular game was Wasteland Strip Mine.
Yeah, I'm just thinking as a plan, once post board.
As a plan, no. I was saying I like to see her have Ramanap against like
as a defensive measure.
As a defensive measure.
Okay.
Like, here's a 2/3 that is going to be annoying for you, and I can just like keep playing my land drops, and then like drawing the gas, playing like playing the lands from the bin and drawing the gas.
So, Birds, Magmatic, Sinkhole, and Titania, and some lands.
Bit heavy and high, but she's got a plan. She's got something to climb to. She's got a turn 1 play.
Yeah, you wouldn't mull it to 5.
I wouldn't mull
it to 5. But Ed's mulling to 5. So let's see if he lasts more than 5 minutes. Yeah, well, he will because
He's only one mulligan down, right?
No, I think it's 2 now.
Yeah, but he's only...
One down from her, yeah. And Talulla doesn't have any aggressive
Tormund's
hand.
crypt. So he did bring in Tormund's crypt. So he's scared of the
Brennan
6. I think that's a little bit all in. Yeah, like
it's a whole card.
It's a whole card. That doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring it in. But again, he died to life from low in game 1, so you have to think that may happen again.
I just feel like you can also die to the Eerie.
Yeah, but he hasn't seen that yet.
That's true. But he's seen prime time.
Yeah, true.
And
so he's keeping the crypt.
Acol, yeah, okay.
Acol,
Chandra, Direfleet, Remand. So he's thinking...
Geez, I'll keep the Remand.
Direfleet and something else. Oh, was it Remand?
Direfleet and Remand, yeah. He's got Acol and building up to Chandra. So I like... Acol's a great way to recover from a mull.
Yeah, you're never out of it when you got an Acol in your deck, right?
Geez, he didn't fire it off. Fair enough. He's got to play around the Pyroblast though. Respect that.
Yeah, he's got to respect Pyroblast.
So fire it off now. Well,
Lotus Copper. I haven't seen this game.
Boom. There's 1 mana. Will she have another one?
How good is that though? That can go like fetch, land drop again, and then you get 3.
And then you cast your 3 wishes and get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, Titania's going to be coming down next turn.
Yeah, that's sweet. So that's when you want your Remand.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, maybe there is something... I think maybe there was something to be said for just doing it. Was he hoping to draw his own mental misstep? I think it's more likely that...
Oh, no, you don't. Oh, yeah. Would he have discarded to hand size? If he mulled to 5?
He mulled to 5, played land down to...
yeah, you just play main phase.
4, but he drew...
Okay,
yeah. No, he wouldn't have mulled. He wouldn't have had to discard. He would be on 7.
5, 6. No, he'd be on 7, you're right. Yeah. So he's got his cards anyway. Let's see what he can do with them. You don't do maths on stream, that's a rule. Yeah. Alright. So now Talulla's got the board and things are looking very different.
She's got the board, she's got the mana, she's got the cards. I guess
they've got the same.
I guess,
cards.
yeah. Actually,
he's probably
Ed's got the cards, yeah.
Acol is insane. Yeah.
You're never out of it.
Hexdrinker. We didn't talk about that. That's been a huge new addition to Roguelite.
It's so good.
Even just a good card. Even just baseline, 2/1 is fine. But baseline 4/4 for 4 mana, like protection from instants, is good.
How many decks, like aggro decks, I like it, but it just needs like a couple more good 1-drops. But the problem with the 1-drops obviously is that they lose relevance in the mid game.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so good.
He's better than Figure of Destiny.
1 for a 2/1 is so powerful in Magic. The problem is they just get countered by whatever Siege Rhino. That's I guess my go-to. But I just mean some 4-drop mid-range card that blocks it.
Yeah.
Hexdrinker just gets around that. It's relevant mid-game. It's relevant late game.
It's super relevant late game. It's just a finish.
I think it's super relevant early game. I think that's where its power lies. In that it's 1 for a 2/1. Okay. People play you're playing a Hound of Ismaru, mate.
Yeah. He's 2/2.
1 mana for 2 power.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm thirsting for better 1-drops in my deck, but yeah, the Hexdrinker is fantastic. Well, if Figure of Destiny started as a 2/1, he'd be so much better. And that's what Hexdrinker is.
I don't think Talulla's got the gas in hand, but I'm just doing a little bit of maths.
Well, the Prismatic Vista's great with the low.
1, 2. Hang on. 1, 2.
3.
3, 4.
Oh, surely it's coming down.
With Titania. No, what? Yeah, I'm saying Titania and something, because then she gets the fetch land back, which is another 2 mana off the Titania. So Titania only costs 3 in and of itself.
Oh, the Titania, generates mana by getting you the land drops. Okay. So you got 5 to cast Titania, but then you get
8.
Some follow-up mana.
Yeah.
Well, that's a crazy kind of ramp strategy. Yeah. It's looking pretty scary for Ed.
She's got 9 mana this turn. Access to 9 mana.
There's 5. Just
and then there's another land drop. Maybe it's even more than that.
Yeah, but she looks like she doesn't have another 3 mana. Well, she's thinking about it. There's 1 in pool from the Prismatic Vista that got replayed. She could have 2 more if she wanted it, but no, she's attacking instead. She wants to trade with the Hexdrinker. Yeah, that's fair.
A lot of Copper's done its job.
Yep.
A little bit. A little bit lackluster. Really, she could just hard cast.
Yeah.
Titania this turn anyway. Right?
Yeah. Still, Titania turn 3 is good.
I think Lotus Grub is good because what it could have done there is play another
Ramen.
Yeah, play another 4-drop or something.
Yeah, another 3-drop.
4-drop. 5-drop. Could have played another 5-drop.
Well, we'll let the viewers comment on that.
Yeah, no, 5. She had 1 floating,
Yeah.
2 extra triggers from the 2 fetches, and the 2 lanes you get off it. Played another 5-drop.
You're counting the fetches twice.
No.
All right. Well, there's Torm's correct.
Yeah, no, she could have played another 5-drop.
All right.
She had 10 mana. Because she had 1 floating, right?
She had 1 floating. Yeah. But when you crack the fetch, you get 1 mana.
Yeah.
So 1 plus 2 is 3.
Yeah, but you get the lands itself.
True. Yeah, you're right. 5. So could have cast 2 Titanias.
2 Titanias.
Wow.
And
that's why Beckett plays mid-range and I don't.
It took me a little while to get there.
Yeah.
My first calculation was 8, and then I was like 9, and then I was like 10, and then I was like 9, and I'm like definitely 10.
All right. So that Torm's Crypt was a bit late. He could have played it turn 1 to play around, and it could have nerfed the Titania.
It would have. That's a whole 5/3.
Yeah.
That's a whole 5/3. It's relevant.
Yeah, he could have played it turn 1.
I'm wondering why he was holding on to it. Maybe he didn't want to show it.
He probably kept it to brainstorm back if he didn't need it. Something like that. Oh yeah, you think bait the life from the lime. Yeah, well, that's you're not expecting the turn 3.
I mean, we've seen the Titania. There's not. Yeah. It's not like Ed's got that information. 4 damage end of turn for a gift ungiven or something? No, that's not coming out. I feel like I'd rather stymie a hand than get someone with a Torment Script. Because most of the time, if you're only casting the life from line once, you're getting good value off the life from line.
Yeah.
So don't let them have value at any point.
Yeah,
make it bad in hand rather than say,
I'll get you.
Yeah, I'll get you next turn once you've already got a little bit of value off it.
Well, it's got his 4/4, so it's going to at least hold back Titania. But he's got 2 5/3s crashing in. And there could be another one when Talulla untaps. This is just end of turn.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage. Ed's on the magic kind of 15. So if she's got sorcery interaction for the 4/4, she could kill him this turn.
Yeah, so I don't think I'd be too worried about. I think I'd just be swinging out here.
You swing with Titania?
Yeah.
You just want to get the damage in.
Yeah.
Put him in 5.
Hex Drink is gone then.
Yeah, well, he can swing in with
on 5.
Put him at 3 with the Lotus Cobra.
How does Ed deal with 2 5/3s?
Yeah, you bolt like this much power.
And Lotus Cobra here, and then you need bolt, and even then you've still got Lotus Cobra and you're on 3 life.
So while Beckett's smashing with everything, Talulla's taken the more kind of conservative line with.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, well, that's pretty insane with the She did bring in.
And if I was Ed here, I would have blocked because I don't think I don't think you can. If there's another fetch land here, it's game over anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think he's got the option.
I think he'd rather stabilize his life and hope to draw bolts.
Yeah.
Rather than try to block this turn.
Yeah, and
it's game over, right?
Yeah, he can't draw the game with Price of Progress because Talulla's got 3 basics. And the Prismatic Vista is so sweet, and I really love it even in 3 colour decks. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's better than your off fetch if you're playing a tertiary colour. So yeah, I mean Corsa and Titania will interact well if Talulla gets the chance, but the choke is coming down as well. Not to mention all the damage crashing in, and Ed's only on 5, so he's really in the tank.
Needs some kind of time walk, but you can only time walk so many times, right?
Yeah, and you need to be when you're behind on board, the time walk's pretty iffy.
Very nice, Ed. Very nice. Got to do what you can, mate.
Yeah, you could have done that earlier, but that's okay.
Mate, I mean, Ed's played a good time. As I said, he crushed me. And there's some sweet plays.
Time of Goose. So he's powering up the Goish with the Torn Script. Yeah. And he's got some more blocking there.
But I think if he traded off Hex Drinker, he'd be on 10. There'd be 1 less token. That's reasonably playable. Not anymore, but you got to play around the fact that she's never getting a fetch land. Right? You just got to say, I lose if there's a fetch land. That's not my out.
Yeah, there's not many outs when you're facing down that much power, but you've got to play it on choke. Yeah. So he's only untapping a mountain if he gets another turn.
And Island.
You don't untap Island.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking back to basics.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, sorry.
I've got one. How much mana can she generate now? Quick, go.
Quick maths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got Birds of Paradise.
But did you count the Lotus Cobra?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Is there no exploration in this list?
Oh, and it's top 6.
Fast ones or anything? No. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's Strip Mine, Wasteland, Life from Loam, Natural Order. That's 5 points. Maybe there is a fast bond.
No, Green Sun's crop rotation.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
So there's some.
I agree.
There.
I mean, fast bonds are really good, but
look, she's still not swinging with the.
Yeah, very conservative. I would have swung out.
Yeah, the more time you, although she feels like she's gaining board presence, the longer the game goes. Like,
I suppose.
Like it's very little. A gush here would be okay.
Sort of if or this or that. I mean, I don't think it's incredibly incorrect to swing. I just like, I just know that I play when I play Rogue Life 5. I know it doesn't have an answer to
like Dak Chandra evasive action. Yeah, and then screws off the top.
Well played by Talulla.
Oh yeah, beautiful that game 3.
Yeah,
and game 1 really played well, skillfully to navigate that.
Yeah, in the scrappy games, I prefer the scrappy games.
I like game 2 with a tempo deck just like stomps. But yeah, they're both. That was a great match. So well done both players, and especially the newcomer Talulla. I think we might see her a bit more on coverage going forward.
Well,
as well,
if you're winning, you're going to be on coverage. So we'll see you at the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.
All right, bye.